Also, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's appropriate here also to give a round of applause to our coaches who coach these young men who work long and hard. It's not just the 2 or 3 months during basketball they contribute to this program, but it's a year-round commitment.
And we welcome you inside of the Palladium here on the campus of Delta High School. A little bit out of breath here. Coaches, I made a little sprint up the stairs. I'm not in as good a shape as I thought I was. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen. Good to have you with us here on a Wednesday night edition of Delta High basketball as they host the Enterprise Wolves. And we welcome you inside of the Snow College pregame show. Snow College is in the top 10% of the nation in student success. Turn on your education and visit snow.edu. And again, welcome inside of the press box here. Whether you're watching in from Millard County, the Delta area, or down in the Enterprise area. And we also understand we're on KSLDeseretNews.com tonight. So wherever you might be, good to have you with us. As we've got a dandy here tonight as Enterprise comes into this one. They are 5-3 in the Region 13 season so far. Delta comes in at 6-2. Delta tied for first with Beaver. Enterprise right behind him in second. So this is one of those games, Coach. It's late in the season. It's big for both teams.
Yeah, and I think if you would have scripted this early in the season, you certainly would have taken it because you do control your own destiny somewhat. So, yeah, big game. 2 teams who've had great seasons. This is a league, a region where there's a lot of parity and anybody can beat anybody. And so for these 2 teams to both come out, at least having a chance to win that region championship is big, and it makes a big difference come playoff time in a week as well. So.
Once again, you are inside of the Snow College pregame show. Snow has assembled some of the best quality, most affordable, and flexible offerings in online education. Visit Snow online at snow.edu/online. As we look at this one coming in, Enterprise got the best of Delta a couple of weeks ago down in Enterprise, and now Delta would certainly like to return the favor, but this will be a battle. Delta is certainly going to have to keep an eye on the 6'4" Joby Shirtliff, who went for 29 against the Rabbits down in Enterprise.
Yeah, and you know, Ken, for Enterprise, if they do lose this game here tonight, then that takes them out of that region championship discussion, and so it even puts a little added pressure on them. But yeah, Shirtliff Kid's a great basketball player, a great line of Shirtliff basketball players down there. It's kind of an Enterprise name. So Delta just needs to continue to do what they have done over this last stretch where they have played extremely hard and they've shot the ball well as well.
Well, again, we are inside of the Palladium here on the campus of Delta High School. If you've never been in this facility, this is a beautiful facility. An arena-style setting that seats just under 4,000 people. Good crowd on hand here tonight. There are 1,000 chair seats here on our side. There's a lot of people that sit here on our side behind us. So big representation from the band, the student body here, as they'll try to make a difference behind the basket here. With that being said, we'll step away from the microphones momentarily, and we will honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem as the Delta High Pep Band will take care of that as the our great flag drops from the rafters here. Beautiful, beautiful setting here inside. Again, we want to thank the family here in the community that donated our national flag that hangs from the ceiling, and we'll take a moment again and honor this great nation. And our thanks to the Delta High cheerleaders and the Delta High pep band under the direction of Mr. Kelly Ball. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen. Good to have you with us here. Michelle, my wife, on the camera tonight as we stream this live across the country. I know we have grandparents out in Virginia, all over the place that like to tune in and watch. So welcome inside of this broadcast, as this should be a good one for us. Let's go with the starting lineup. First of all, for the visiting team, the Enterprise Wolves, they will come with a 6'1" junior. Wearing number 1 will be Stetson Robinson. He averages 3 points per ball game. Also getting the start tonight, wearing number 4, Caden Simpkins, a 6'2" junior, averages 8 points per contest. Also getting the start, wearing number 21, Clay Whitman, a 5'10" senior, averages 3 points per ball game. Wearing number 23 is Michael Doherty, a 5'11" senior, averages 11 per contest. And Jason Holt, a 6'2" junior, averaging 4 points per game. Mr. Larry Shurtleff is the head coach down at Enterprise. Mr. Rick Palmer is the principal. And now they turn the lights down here in the Palladium. It's a great setting here as they spotlight the rabbit in the middle of the floor. And they will introduce the starters for the home team here this evening. Mr. Rob Jeffrey takes care of the public address announcements inside of the building. Does such a good job here. We appreciate his work throughout the year. So here we go. Starting at the point, coach's son, averaging just under 12 a game. Number 3 is Peyton Smith. He's a 6'1" senior. At the forward position, at 6'2", a senior. Wearing number 4 for the Rabbits, Dakota Dutson. He averages 10.4 points per ball game. Wearing number 10, 5'10" senior guard, averaging right around 9 a game, is Brennan Nielsen. At the other forward position, just under 2 points per ball game, but does a lot of the work down in the inside, always draws the tougher defensive assignment. At 6 feet, the senior, Red Shamel. And finishing off the starters, in the middle, the 6'3" junior center, averaging 8 points per game. Number 22 is Dason Fowles, the head coach here at Delta High School in his 14th year. Mr. Jared Smith, his assistants, Mr. Russ Fowles, Mr. John Winters, Mr. Mike Corey. The principal here is Mrs. Teresa Thompson. Vice Principal Rob Fowles and the Athletic Director Shane Rowley. And that takes care of the starters here tonight. So with this one here tonight, Coach, keys to the game for both sides.
Well, it's what I have noticed lately out of the Delta Rabbits. They've got confidence in their shot. If you make baskets, you're going to win this game here tonight. Both teams will play hard. Both teams understand the scenario that's here tonight. So I really expect a lot of on the floor. I expect a lot of good, hard effort. So those who shoot the ball will win the ball game.
So we are set. Enterprise in the traveling gold uniforms trimmed in blue and white. Delta in the home whites trimmed in the red and the gray. And they're going to jump it again as the ball got just a little bit too high for both of these players. Holt against Dason Fowles. This time, Dason Fowles wins the tip into the backcourt. Peyton Smith for the Rabbits. Comes up the floor left side to Brennan Nielsen. And immediately, you'll see Enterprise in that man-to-man. Here's Rhett Shamo top of the key. Looks down the barrel. Comes left side to Peyton Smith. Here's Peyton right side. Brennan Nielsen puts it on the floor. Spins. Puts up the shot. And off the back iron. No good. Ball's loose. Picked up by Jason Holt of Enterprise. And he'll get it up the floor in a hurry. And it's tipped out of bounds by Rhett Shamal. It'll stay with Enterprise right here in front of Delta's bench.
And I think that's a huge key as well, Ken. Just getting hands in the passing lanes, deflections, little things are going to make a big difference.
And I, be honest with you, Coach, I'm a little surprised here as I don't see Joby Shurtleff on the floor unless he's got a different number.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to mention something about
I kept thinking I messed things up here, but I really don't. Here's a steal. Brennan Nielsen, and a quick whistle. He's got to call a jump ball, and that'll give the ball back to Enterprise. So nearly a steal. Wolves will keep it underneath their own basket, just underway. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that might be all about, but we'll wait and see. I'm sure he'll be coming in fairly quick in this game. Here's a 3, angle right, and it's good. Nothing but net for Caden Simpkins. And they love to shoot the 3. Here's Rhett Shamol.
Yeah, and hopefully if you're Delta anyway, you don't give him that wide open of a look, because you can tell that they had kind of worked against what defense they thought Delta was going to come out and got the wide open 3-pointer.
Last few games, Delta's been very effective in this 3-2 zone that they like to play. So here comes Enterprise. out in that left corner. Here's a drive underneath, ball's thrown away. That'll be Delta's ball going the other way. 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. And you can see the inbox scoreboard there on your screen. That's brought to you by Intermountain Power and Central Valley Medical Center. We appreciate them helping us sponsor this one tonight. Peyton Smith out on the angle right up top. Brennan Nielsen puts it on the floor, goes right down the lane, knocked away, goes on the floor, picks it up. Now gets it back out to Peyton Smith. Gets one more dribble and he's all the way to the basket. Down inside, nice pass to Dakota Dutson, layup good. First two for Dakota Dutson. And now Shurtleff off the bench, coach. He'll be coming to the table here and checking in on the next whistle.
Yeah, and I would be interested in understanding what that situation's all about. Almost like it's a disciplinary thing. I don't know.
Up the floor, big long pass to Dakota Dutson to Brennan Nielsen. Layup good. Nice pass from Dakota Dutson underneath to Brennan Nielsen, and he's got his first two.
Pretty good ball control out of both players right there. The pass was even a little bit over the top. Did a great job just corralling it, tipping it back to Brennan. Did a great job just getting that ball up on the rim and knocked it down. Timeout
taken by Coach Shurtleff of Enterprise as he wants to talk to his crew. Timeout brought to you in part by Materion Natural Resources along with Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug of Delta, Delta Medical Center, and Drew Bay Chevrolet. Again, we thank all of our sponsors that allow us to bring Delta High Athletics to you. And again, we welcome you in wherever you might be. Again, this is a huge, huge game. Delta comes in 6-2 in region play. Enterprise at 5-3 with one game left after this one for both teams.
And it's as it ended up, Delta's going to have to go to Millard, and that's where you can throw away records. Doesn't matter what kind of a season both teams are having. That's got a difficult task for Delta. I think that's what puts a little added pressure on them here tonight, because that was going to be a tough task.
So Delta now switches up their defense. They'll go man-to-man. You'll see Joby Shurtleff on the floor now. He comes high post, catches, puts it up, missed it. Rebound, Rhett Shamel, and that's what he brings to the table right there. Whistle on a foul. That's going to be called on Caden Simpkins, his first.
Boy, and he's got a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists as Rhett Shamel already, so very, very active.
Excuse me, Coach. Rhett coming off of a knee injury. He's missed the last 2 games. A really scary injury on that knee. I thought it was going to be worse than it was, but it was more of a strain or a sprain to that knee.
Yeah, I was quite surprised to even see him being back participating at all. But.
Wow, they go down inside. Shamel has it, tries to go out. It's stolen, but then Brennan Nielsen sneaks in and ties up the Enterprise player, and the possession arrow will go to Delta. So the pass comes in and stolen again. There was not an angle there for it, and it's taken away. And here comes Enterprise back on the offensive end. Nice pass down in the deep corner. Here's a three off the iron, no good. Another rebound. Rhett Shamel to Peyton Smith. Delta pushes, and Peyton threw it right to, I believe that was Clay Whitman. He wanted to get a little early offense. Look out, here's another three, deep right corner. This one's off the iron, no good, but the rebound comes to Caden Simpkins, and he'll send it back out. Enterprise will start things up again. Michael Doherty with it down inside, stolen from behind, tipped away nicely. Peyton Smith has it up the floor. Rhett Shamel, can he finish? Up, ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rabbits. Nice hustle play there by Caden Simpkins.
Yeah, and you can tell there's a little bit of a knee problem right there. He just couldn't get himself to even hardly get on stride to elevate up right there, because that one should have probably been able to get a basket and maybe a foul as well.
Ball comes out, Brennan Nielsen. Left side, they'll go Peyton Smith. He gets a high screen. Yeah, they get the call from Coach Smith here on the bench what they want to run. Now up top, that's Dakota Dutson. Delta taking some time. Look at this, nice move all the way to the basket. Oh, missed by Peyton Smith. Great move right in front of the rim, just couldn't quite finish it. And now out front with it, Michael Doherty getting the word from his head coach, Coach Shurtleff, as to what they want to run. Delta back to that 3-2 zone in the deep corner. This kid can shoot it, and he makes another one. Got to be aware of Caden Simpkins. That's his second three.
That's
Dakota Dutson, layup, left it short. Boy, there's 2 point blankers that Delta doesn't finish on, and here comes Enterprise back the other way. They got it.
I was just going to say, it looked to me like he picked that pivot foot up right at the very end, but they did catch him. So.
Coach Smith wants a timeout. And to settle his troops down, a little bit of nerves in this one. Timeout brought to you by Delta City, along with Lovell Pharmacy. Centricom Channel 10, as they produce this one tonight for us. Peak Performance, Snow College, they sponsored our pregame show. You'll hear New Charter University on the halftime show, and then closing things up tonight, it'll be Sunrise Engineering on the postgame show. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Low scoring so far, 6-4 on 2 baskets by Caden Simpkins. He has all 6 points for Enterprise. Delta with a bucket by Dakota Dutson and a bucket by Brennan Nielsen. Good to see Jamin Bruff back down there in the JV game. He took a shot to the right on the eyebrow and opened up a really big gash. He had to have stitches. So I think Dr. Shamo stitched him up between games. Jake Day, he went out with a concussion in the JV game. So,
and they say basketball's not a contact sport.
How about that? I can attest to the contact part. Brennan Nielsen
you can attest to the stitches part too.
Yeah, he's coming off of a concussion as well. Trevor Burton into the game for the first time for the Rabbits. He has really played well for Delta. He's a sophomore, and he averages just over 7 per game. Peyton Smith, Trevor Burton. Now to fouls. Peyton puts it on the floor, right side. Brennan Nielsen, here's a 3. Off the back iron, and rebound right back to Brennan. Goes to the bucket, out to Peyton. Here's a 3 by Smith. This one's way short. And the run out, stolen. Delta picks the pocket. Here comes Brennan Nielsen. Left side, Peyton Smith. He wants to drive. Lays it up, blocked out of bounds. Oh, it didn't go out of bounds. Coach Smith hollering for a foul. They're really letting him play so far in this one. Here's another steal. Brennan Nielsen tips it away into the hands of Dakota Dutson, and Dakota just throws it away. Sometimes I'll call them bigger guys. They want to take the ball up the floor, and then they remember, oh, I probably better get it to a guard, and then kind of panic. So, unfortunate turn of events right there.
Yeah, and in a game like this, either team, you just can't afford to be giving those freebies away like that. And I kind of chalk that up to some nerves. I think both teams are playing a little bit sloppy.
So Delta gambled a little bit right there. They throw it away, though, it does Enterprise, right into the hands of Trevor Burton. He looks for a guard. Ooh, almost throws it away. Here's Peyton Smith up top. Brennan Nielsen with it. Back to Peyton. Delta not shooting a great percentage so far here in their home building.
Nope, I wouldn't say so.
Brennan drives, cut off, goes to Dayson, fouls on the baseline. One dribble to the bucket, lays it up. He's fouled, and he'll shoot a pair. So we'll see if this kind of settles the offense down for Delta, as Dayson fouls, who averages 8 per game, will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Dayson at 6'3" has a great touch for a big guy. Let's see if I jinx him right here. Yep. A little bit hard off the back iron. And there's another part of the game that Delta's got to do well with, and that's shooting free throws. Can't leave points at the free throw line. Rhett Shamo back into the game for Delta. Also, Jason Truman on for Enterprise. Second one off the back iron, no good again.
Boy, almost identical in the same spot, just 6 inches to the right and 6 inches too hard, right off that same part of the rim.
Yep, Delta in a little bit of a funk here shooting so far. And for Enterprise, it's been Simpkins with 2 threes. Delta switches back to the man-to-man on this defensive possession out front with it. Here's Jason Holt. Backs it way out front, looks for his guard, and then dribbles away from him. Trying to direct a little bit of traffic, sends Jason Truman to the right side. Now comes left side here, Michael Doherty. Ball's tipped, and boy, Delta should have had it, and they will. Ball's tipped off of Shurtleff, and we'll go the other way. So far, you're keeping those stats, Coach. A lot of turnovers both ways.
Yeah, it looks like that's got more T's on here than just about anything, So
we'll see if Delta can get the lid off the basket on this possession. Here's Smith. Woo, almost threw it away. It was tipped away at the high post. Here's Shamo up top. Brennan Nielsen fakes his man, and then a whistle, and they call traveling. So another turnover, and we'll go back the other way. Nobody seems to be able to get on track here in this one. Again, I'm with you, Coach. I think maybe because they know of how big a game this is, a little bit of nerves. Shirtliff, across the lane, goes inside, up with the shot, no good, rebound. Oh, I thought they might call a foul, but the referee, boy, they just don't want to call a lot of fouls in this one either way. So it'll be out of bounds underneath for Enterprise, as they did a nice job crashing the offensive board right there. To inbound, it'll be Michael Doherty. Shirtliff, back to Doherty. Lays it up, missed it. Rebound, Trevor Burton. So as hard a time as Delta's having, Enterprise the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's another turnover. They went to Dason Fowles coming down that left side. And again, that's hard for a big guy to catch that far away from the basket in stride.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you got to take that into consideration. Let things get a little bit settled down. It looks to me like at least both teams are trying to execute in a hurry, rather than just kind of let the game come to them.
So 33 seconds to go. Enterprise will have it. They'll probably hold for one here, I would assume. Out front with it on the right side. Here's Jason Holt. Trevor Burton. Defense him. Trevor will come out. I was going to say, maybe come out and pick up at least try to get a count. Force some action, does not. So now Enterprise will get into their offense with 10 seconds to go here. Picked up the dribble, a little bit of trouble. Now has it knocked away momentarily, gets it back. He'll throw it up at the buzzer, and oh boy, Enterprise had a point blanker on a rebound and a putback, and they can't get it to go. So at the end of one, Enterprise leads it 6-4 in a very low scoring affair. As we go to the break here, again, Intermountain Power along with Central Valley Medical Center on board with us here tonight, sponsoring this one.
And if people are looking at this score, seeing 6-4, say, wow, there's a whole lot of excitement in that game. Yeah, it was every bit as exciting as what that score looked. Both teams, as I mentioned early, you know, whoever's going to shoot the ball well win the ball game. Both teams are just shooting horribly. They just can't seem to even short arm and everything, not close on free throws. So I'm sure both teams will settle in to get things done.
And it'll be Enterprise basketball to start this second quarter on the alternating possession. For Delta, it'll be Rhett Shammo. Jack Dustin checks in for the first time for the Rabbits. He's a 5'11" junior guard, averages 11 per game. Peyton Smith, Trevor Burton, and Dason Fowles. And for Enterprise, they'll come back with Jason Holt on the floor, along with Jason Truman. It'll be Joby Shirtliff. Caden Simpkins, who has all the scoring for Enterprise in this one. Michael Doherty on the floor, if we didn't mention him. He has it on that far right side. Up top, they'll swing it now to Truman. Just running back screens back and forth, trying to get a screen off that baseline. Look out, this kid's been hot. Missed it, they'll rebound right into the hands of Enterprise. Out front, here's another three. Short again, gets his own rebound, but it's tipped away into the hands of Trevor Burton, and he puts it on the floor for a minute, and then gets it off to Peyton Smith. Jack Dutson out on that angle left. Up top here, Peyton Smith with it now. Got Trevor Burton on the baseline. To Dason Fowles. Thought about putting up that little 15-footer, chooses not to, and Delta resets. Another pass down inside, Dason Fowles. Now to Trevor Burton. He mishandles it for a minute, now gets it out to Jack Dutson, and nothing is in sync right now.
No, really not. It's almost comical in a way, having a rough time even passing the ball to each other.
Here's Burton. Now to Dutson. Back to Burton. Beautiful give and go. Layup, missed it. And Delta just flat out has missed 3 point-blank layups now.
Yeah, and that one there even kind of had to reach back a little to get it, but I think that just shows you the timing just seems to be a touch off to even get in with the execution part so that you can make baskets.
Here comes Jason Truman with it. He'll dump it left side now to Doherty. One dribble, high post, low post, beautiful basketball, layup, good. Joby Shirtliff. And the lead at its largest at 8-4 for Enterprise. So here's Shammo with it up top. Jack Dutson as they get into their motion offense. Here's Dason Fowles all the way to the bucket. Laid it up. Got it. And a whistle and a foul goes with it.
You know, and I was just going to mention, Ken, a lot of times when you do have this kind of a start, things aren't in sync. Go to the basket and force the referee to make some call. Try to initiate a little bit more movement sometimes. That was a great job right there by Dason Fowles.
Dason will earn a trip to the free throw line here, along with the bucket.
Let's see if he can pull that thing to the left just a little bit. And
this one way short. Rebound, though. Rhett Shammo, and then they get it back to Dason. Back to Rhett. Oh, Dason's got a point blanker. Knocks it down. That's 4 for Dason Fowles now. And we are tied at 8 apiece. Give Rhett Shammo credit on the offensive rebound on the missed free throw. Left side, here's Jason Holt. Up top, they'll go to Simpkins. Misses it. Oh, rebound. Peyton Smith. And a whistle and a foul. Referee forced to call that one, I think.
I thought he was maybe even going to look at calling traveling.
I did too. I think he thought about it and then realized.
I have to call that.
That'll be the first personal on Michael Doherty.
Peyton Smith gets credit for the defensive rebound. Rhett Shammo has got a lot of ink next to his name. He's doing a lot of good things on the floor. A few of them are tees, unfortunately, but he's really doing a pretty good job in his floor game tonight.
So Delta with a chance to claim the lead right here. And Jack Dutson just, I don't know what happened. Just, I don't know if it slipped out of his hands, but he throws it away. And look out, Shirtliff with a 3 off the back iron. Rebound off of Enterprise, and Delta's very fortunate there because hustling after that was Jason Holt. He just couldn't corral it. Brennan Nielsen quickly off the bench. He'll jump back into the ball game.
And yeah, Ken, the turnover down there was like the ball was just slipped. Just couldn't quite even grab a hold of it.
So with 5:08 to go here in the first half, Delta back the other way. Peyton Smith, high post they'll go to Dakota. Now to Trevor Burton. Brennan Nielsen with it. They run this little flex offense. They should. That's not one you throw there. The defense has jumped on the flex offense. They know what they're running there, and you know, we just talking about Delta. They got to be a little smarter with that.
Yeah, and you've just got to continue to run it.
Now you don't have to be in a hurry.
No, if nothing else, you're just going to have them run around a little while, and then if it's not there, get into something else. But just a little bit too anxious.
So back the other way, Enterprise with it. Here's Doherty. Right side, he'll kick it now to Holt. Holt wants to give it back up to Doherty. He does. Here's an 18-foot jumper, and it's nothing but net for Michael Doherty, his first 2. You can tell Coach Smith extremely frustrated with all the turnovers there by his Rabbits. They're on their home floor here. Haven't shot the ball well and haven't taken very good care of it either. Here's Brandon Nielsen left side. Up top, Rhett Shammo. Now to Peyton Smith. Crossover, almost has it taken. Trevor Burton thought about a 3, he doesn't take it. Brennan Nielsen to Peyton, has a 3 if he wants it, doesn't. Goes left side, here's Rhett Shammo for 3, way short. And the air ball taken down by Enterprise. And again, I think Delta's thinking, we haven't got a shot up.
Yeah.
We need to hurry and shoot one.
Yeah. They're playing defense, Enterprise, the entire time, so you don't need to get in any big hurry. And you commented on the turnovers, Ken. I've got Delta for 10 turnovers.
Unbelievable.
At this point already in the ballgame.
Shirtliff has a bucket right there. Delta comes the other way. Burton for 3. Got it. Boy, did they need that one. Trevor Burton knocks down a long
And I
3.
believe he got fouled on the shot as well, but they are only going to give him 2, it looks like.
Okay.
I couldn't really tell from where it was because I think he was trying to gather to shoot the 3-pointer.
Here's a score from Beaver. Beaver leads South Severe 13-10. South Severe fighting for their lives as well for a playoff spot. Burton's free throw, no good. Rebound, Dason Fowles. Back to Burton, to Smith. Dason, 16-foot hopper, baseline, no good. And the rebound taken down by Enterprise. And Delta now is 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Can't let him alone like that as Jason Holt knocks down a 3, and it's 15-10. And Coach, I will say this, since Delta lost their opener at Beaver, they have won 6 out of 7, and so far, this is by far maybe their poorest start to a game. Here's Brennan Nielsen. Ooh, a lot of hand checking. Peyton Smith in the corner. Here's a deep 3 by Burton again, and off the iron, no good. Long rebound, or I should say, it skips off to Shirtliff. And back comes Enterprise with the 5-point lead as we approach. And nobody steps out. Nobody steps out on Caden Simpkins, and he hits his 3rd 3 of the game.
Yeah, that one was just somebody lost him, and I don't think they thought he was even going to take the shot. And he just said, thank you very much, and buried it. And by now, Ken, you don't have a 5th quarter, 6th quarter to maybe look at some of those kinds of things. He's made 2 of them already. Somebody's got to put some defense on him. And credit him for knocking the shot down.
Yeah, he's got 3 threes in the game. Leads all scorers, does Caden Simpkins, with 9. As he's got a nice looking stroke. And he already has his average for the year. He averages 8 per game. He's got 9 here tonight. So Delta with the timeout here because they want to try and get things settled down and going. So it'll be Delta ball in the backcourt as they come out of this timeout. And Brennan Nielsen will inbound in the backcourt. Peyton Smith will bring this one up. Delta needs a bucket here on this possession as we're almost at 2 minutes to go in the half, and Delta only with 10 on the board. And there's the offensive foul down inside, Dakota Dutson.
Pretty obvious call right there.
Shoves away Caden Simpkins.
And I understand the frustration because they are letting them play a lot of contact out of there on both sides. Sometimes you do get a little bit frustrated and say, well, if they're not going to get, ref's not going to get him off, I will. And that one right there was pretty obvious.
Yep, first personal on Dakota Dutson. And Dakota doesn't realize his man is wide open. He flies at him. They put the shot up, it's no good, and then getting his own rebound was Chasen Truman. So Truman does a nice job following up his shot right there to give to give Enterprise another opportunity on this possession.
I think that kind of epitomizes what it was. Not only did we forget him, but then you go flying at him, put you out of position, so he's got an easy offensive rebound coming back.
Here's Simpkins with it, out on the angle right, way out front. He'll come up top now here to Clay Whitman. As Enterprise being very patient here on their offensive end as they wind this thing down close to a minute to go.
And rightfully so. I think that's pretty smart. They're looking, they got enough points right now, so just make Delta play some defense and shorten the game. Got to be careful out there that you don't just commit a foul out of.
There's a steal.
That's the way to take care of it, though, if you're Delta.
Double team comes and Delta picks it off. Here's Burton, deep right corner. Up top, Dason Fowles. Thought about a 3. Well, they got Burton wide open. Here's his jumper from 18. Good. Trevor Burton. He's got 4 in the game. As he finally knocks the lid off the basket for Delta right there, and it's a 6-point game.
Boy, and what looked like you're going to go down at least 8. That's a big right there.
And that's Delta's ball right there, as I think it was tipped away.
It was
he was tipped away 23. Off of. And neither official saw it. So I bet they'll go to a jump ball call right here. If neither one saw it, I don't know what else they would do. Yep.
Now, John Winters, he's the closest to it down there. You can see him pointing. Not that he would be biased in any way.
And it's easy for us to say because we were looking right down at the play.
And it looked like it did.
Yeah, but
that's a hard one for referees to get a good position on. But very fortunate is Delta right now to come in with last-second shot. You can possibly get this thing under 5.
Yeah, the officials where they were at that was a hard one to see, so I understand where they're at on it.
I don't know why they didn't just look up and ask us, but just didn't happen.
Yeah, so Delta will hold for the last shot. Here's Peyton Smith out at the center circle. Doherty comes out to pick him up. Peyton spins, up, no call as the ball stolen away. And now a call on Brennan Nielsen coming from the backside, and so it's going to work out good for Enterprise. They'll get the last crack right here.
Second team foul.
So with 4.4, the Wolves will inbound right under their own back. Oh, boy, Shirtliff just got away and lays it up and in. He's got 6, and they'll heave it at the buzzer, and that will end this first half of play. 20-12 is your halftime score. And Coach Smith, I just know he's not going to be happy at all, especially that last sequence right there.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those that that's a mental mistake rather than a physical mistake that just ends up costing you 2 easy ones.
So with that being said, we'll step inside of the New Charter University halftime show. New Charter University is founded on proven principles of competency-based education, so you benefit from all those years of experience. New Charter University, check us out at new.edu or give them a call at 801-883-8336.
Well, I'm out of the loop a little, Ken. I'm not sure what New Charter University even is.
Yeah, they jumped on board with us this year and have been a great sponsor here. You can get your degree through them, and you can study whenever you wish, wherever you're, with real degrees for real life. So new.edu.
And I understand maybe some people out there won't know, but you had a visit from Lillian T this last week.
Yeah, it was nice to have.
So you're enlightened a little bit.
Yeah, I had the state office here with us one day, and it was good to have her here. Enjoyed her visit. Well, we'll step away from the mic, let you enjoy the Tridels of Delta High School as they perform here at halftime. Then we'll come back with more of our New Charter University halftime show and give you a little bit of a rundown on the scoring. And our thanks for the Delta High Tridels and coming out performing. They've had a great year this year. We appreciate their efforts this year. Once again, you are inside of the New Charter University halftime show. New Charter University has flexible pacing so you can progress at speed at which you're comfortable. Check us out at new.edu or call at 801-883-8336. And we jump into the numbers here in this first half, Coach. And I guarantee you, you're going to have a lot more marks on your stat sheet than I will on mine as I keep the point totals. Right now for Enterprise, it's been pretty much a two-man show. Caden Simpkins with 9 and Joby Shirtliff with 6. Michael Doherty does have 1 field goal, and Jason Holt does have 1 three-pointer. But boy, Caden Simpkins got out of the gates quick in this one.
Yeah, Ken, there's nothing really jumps out. 11 rebounds apiece for the two teams. A very slow-paced game, kind of that way. There's a lot of rebounds to be had that people just couldn't gather. But 11 turnovers to 7 turnovers. Now that's, 7, you don't want that many, but 11 turnovers, that's 22 on a, online to get 22 different possessions for the opposition. You just can't, you're not going to win any ball games turning the ball over that many times. And you look up, Ken, what does Delta have, 20 or 12 points? So you've got basically 6 baskets and you've turned the ball over 11 times. So you've given it to the other team to
absolutely
have their chances more so than what basket you've got. So.
Yeah, Delta with just 6 field goals here in this first half. Trevor Burton has 4 points. Jason Fowles with 4 points. Dakota Dutson has 2, and Brennan Hilson has 2. They're 0 for 4 from the free throw line, and that does not help your situation at all.
Absolutely.
So far in this one, it's just neither team really lighting it up, but Enterprise has done a better job, as you said, taking care of the ball. Then they've been more patient on the offensive end. Both teams play pretty tight, good defense. But Delta, it seems like in this first half, has gotten in a little bit of a hurry. After they've moved the ball 4 or 5 passes, it's almost like we haven't got a shot up, so we got to shoot it.
And I think that's the pervasive attitude that I've seen as well. And you've just got to be as patient as long as you need to. And then I think the other difference is there's just been a couple of little mental lapses on behalf of Delta's defense that has left wide open shots by Enterprise. Granted, they've knocked them down, but if you're standing there wondering where the defense is, it's you got a lot better chance to knock one down. So.
Well, and there at the end was Shirtliff getting an easy layup off an inbound. Delta had the ball, running it down. They were down 6. They were hoping to get a bucket, and yet they turn it over and they give up a cheapie right before the buzzer sounds. So.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of contact. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Peyton just kind of lost his balance and then ended up going to the ground, and just not a real smooth ball game. Not what we've been accustomed to. So I hope both teams come out and can play their best here in the second half.
I want to thank Double J Farms, Jim and Julene Withers, as they sponsor tonight's halftime shoot. As you can see down on the court, our sponsors donate a $100 bill for the halftime shoot each night. If someone can knock that half-court shot down, like just about on that one, the contestant gets the $100. If not, it goes into the Delta High basketball account. So again, our thanks to Jim and Julene Withers for sponsoring our halftime shoot.
Has anyone made one this year?
I don't think anybody has.
There has been a time or two where they've made them in the past, but I don't.
Well, so far, that's right in par with the shooting in the first half.
I was going to say, I was wondering whether we'd started the second half already or not.
So both teams back out on the floor here to warm up for this one. Here's a halftime score. Richfield leads Juab 25-21 in that one. And we'll look for a score from a couple of the other games that are out there. We mentioned Beaver was leading South Sevier 13-10. Have not seen an update since then.
And Ken, you ask what would Coach Smith say at halftime. The kids know that they've not played as they're supposed to. And I think if anything, Coach Smith's going to try to get them to realize, guys, what has got you the success that you've had so far? It's playing within yourself and playing with confidence. And let the game come to you more so than, as you mentioned, try to go out and hurry if it hasn't happened already. And I think that's just been something that we've seen here in this first half.
Coach Shirtliff from Enterprise, I think he's got to be pleased to have the 8-point lead, and they've managed the game a little better than has Delta so far.
Yeah, and the way this game is turning out to be played, an 8-point lead, that's a big lead.
It is in this one.
Because Delta's only scored 12 in the first half total. They're going to have to get back on track here.
Also a programming note, our next and final regular season game will be Friday night, 2 nights. It'll be over at Millard. Delta will take on Millard. That will be simulcast Mid-Utah Radio and local Channel 10 TV. So join us for that one. That should be a great rivalry game over in Fillmore. And for Enterprise, they will finish up at home with South Sevier on Friday night.
Boy, and there's that could really be a battle right down to that last minute of that last game, because especially if this one holds to what it's looking like right now, that could be a huge game over in Millard.
Delta at this point cannot finish any lower than the 3rd seed, but right now they're tied for number 1 with Beaver. So they'd love to hold on to that as you want to go into that first round of the playoffs as high a seed as you can.
And kind of, you want to say at this time of year, we control our own destiny at our place. And if those two things, you really should have something going for you. So
and there you go, Coach. South Severe
coming in.
South Severe's playing well tonight. At the half, South Severe leads Beaver 31-26. So if Beaver were to lose and if Enterprise were to win, then you'd have a 3-way log jam at the top. So here we go. Enterprise will have it to start this second half of play.
And where is that game tonight?
I want to say it's at Beaver. Down inside, here's a whistle and a foul on Dakota Dutson. Getting great position down low was Joby Shirtliff. These will be the first free throws of the night for Enterprise. Shirtliff with 6 points on the evening, averages 13.7 on the season. A little bit of a size advantage for Shirtliff at 6'4" to go down inside there against Dakota. First free throw is good. Second one, good again. And the lead at its largest now, 22-12. Delta will come back the other way with it. Here's Peyton Smith as he brings it across the timeline. And here comes that little half-court trap. As Delta does a nice job baseline. Dason fouls. He puts it up, missed it. That's another one right at the rim that Delta cannot finish.
Well, I'm sure he would love to have that one back because it just doesn't get much easier and better
and Delta
for you than that with a chance to knock one down.
It almost looks like Delta's. Look, and there's a whistle. I was going to say, it looks like Delta's waiting for the foul on their end, and they're not getting it.
Yeah.
And instead of just going ahead and being aggressive right to the rim.
Yeah, there's not much you can do if that shot gets blocked or whatnot like that. Got to go with the idea that you're going to make it.
Here's another foul on Delta down inside. This one's on Brennan Nielsen, his second. They'll come way out front here to Doherty. Deep corner, Simpkins. Back out left side now. Shirtliff cross court. They move it. Doherty now with it out on top. And he'll reset the offense here for Enterprise as they're being very deliberate as well. They should. Down inside. Bounce pass. Lost out of bounds. Ooh, I'd say Delta didn't need to save that, but they do. Up the floor in a hurry they come. And that ball was thrown away. Tipped from behind again. Delta does not need to throw that pass with people running in their lanes.
You gained no advantage on that one right there. And that's kind of difficult if somebody run right in front of you and then just tip it out of bounds.
So here's Doherty with it way out front. He'll kick it left side now to Jason Holt. Holt lobs it over the top, and he threw it out of bounds. He was looking for Shirtliff, but just didn't have the angle right there.
And they're again just a little bit anxious on their behalf as well. You know, they're doing a good job of moving the ball, and then try to skip a little bit, gain a little too much ground in one spot.
Oh, nice give and go. And oh my goodness, I was going to say, if this official, Peyton wanted to go lay it up and he had his arm entangled there. And Coach Smith, I think, came up and called that one. The officials finally came with it.
It's kind of hard to shoot it or get it to shoot it when you're when somebody's got a hold of your hand.
But it'll be out of bounds for the Rabbits, so not a shooting foul.
Almost got away with it.
Yeah,
too.
Pretty smart play actually. Ball comes in left side, Brennan Nielsen. He drives across the lane. Beautiful pass, baseline to Dason fouls, and he misses that little 16-footer. That's usually his money shot right there.
Yeah, you can't do much better than getting somebody in position to make the basket as they would like to have it.
And it's good from the deep corner. That's Clay Whitman's first points of the night. And again, Delta, yes, very similar to down in Enterprise. They did not shoot the ball well down there, and they're not shooting it well here either. Here's Smith, left side to Nielsen as he looks inside. Comes up top, Brett Schammel, bounces it into Dason fouls, and he threw it away. Into the game for Enterprise, Chasen Truman, and off the bench for Delta, here comes Trevor Burton. He'll check in for Brett Schammel. So back the other way. Here comes Truman with it. They'll leave it left side to Doherty down inside. Short left turn, jumps, no good. And nice job by Dason Fowles to control the rebound. And Delta will run. Up to Burton. Back to Smith. And he traveled. Another whistle. It's just, well, this is not the game we're accustomed to seeing from the Rabbits here tonight.
No, not the game that I was even expecting to see here tonight, too. The crowd has not got any reason to get involved and hasn't got involved. It's just been kind of like we're here at practice and haven't got a whole lot of things to cheer about.
Yep. Here's a ball stolen away by Brennan Nielsen down on that low baseline. Works his way through traffic. Comes to Dason Fowles. And now here's a whistle. I believe that's on Michael Doherty on that far side reaching in, and that'll be 2 on Michael. So as we approach the halfway mark here in this third quarter, Delta stuck on 12. There's Dason Fowles at the free throw line. Go ahead and go by. He does. Puts it up. Got it. I don't know how that rolled in, but it did.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to get a 3-second call right there. Just maybe that's something that can jumpstart the Rabbits here a little bit, because a lot of indecision there and enough English on the ball, get her to go down.
Yeah, nice move by Dason to somehow squeeze that up in and get the harm as well. So he'll shoot a free throw. See if Delta, they have not made a free throw tonight. They are 0 for 4. And he breaks that. Nice job by Dason. He's got 7 in the ball game to lead Delta in scoring.
And that was a big sequence right there, Ken, because you know, it's rough enough to get points, let alone let yourself get down that far.
And again, Dakota Dessa goes flying by, but Simpkins chooses not to put the 3 up. And he has been hot in the first half. He's got 3 threes. And boy, Doherty just threw it right away into the hands of Burton. I'm not sure if he didn't see him standing there, but a break for the Rabbits. Here's Burton. Boy, had the 3, doesn't take it. Now here's a whistle and down low, away from the ball. We'll wait for the call. That'll be Jason Truman picks up the foul. That'll be his first. Immediately back into the game with Jason Holt. Holt replaces Caden Simpkins. Boy, Simpkins really was the life for Enterprise in that first half. Here's a jumper, short, rebound, Dason Fowles. He kicks it back out. Trevor Burton has it. He puts it up. It's short. Boy, rebound knocked out of bounds. Should be Delta's ball. Yeah. Good battle inside by both players. There were 2 yellow jerseys and 1 white, so I guessed it as Delta's, and that's the way it'll go. Well, Delta to inbound. Here's Burton with it. Boy, Delta just struggling to handle it to get into their offense. With a bucket here, they can get it back under 10. Peyton Smith drives, kicks it right side to Dutson. Out on top to Brennan Nielsen. His 3 down the barrel. In and out. Boy, did they need that one. And a nice high rebound by Jason Holt. Doherty on the left side with it. Up top now to Truman. He'll hand it back. Jason Holt. Doherty jumps it, missed it, rebound, fought for and controlled nicely by Dason Fowles, and then he got in a hurry to get rid of it, and it's stolen. Ball was loose, and then they call timeout, they say. So timeout taken by Enterprise.
And there again, Ken, the turnover is just due to trying just in a little bit too big of a hurry. Get the rebound, secure the rebounds. First thing you got to do is make sure that you don't have anyone catting the ball, make sure the outlet's there. Just a little bit too much hurry has them out of sync.
Good timeout there by Coach Shortliff as Enterprise almost turned it over. He got a timeout before the turnover came. So it'll be Enterprise ball right in front of their own bench. 2:50 to go here in this third quarter. 25-15 as Delta comes in averaging about 51 a game. And obviously not going to get there tonight. Out of the timeout, Jack Dustin will check into the ball game for the Rabbits. He'll be on the floor with Trevor Burton, Peyton Smith, Dason Fowles, and Dakota Dutson. And Enterprise, they'll come back with Clay Whitman on the floor, along with Jason Holt, Joby Shirtliff, Michael Doherty, and Jason Truman. So the ball comes into the backcourt. Doherty with it as he works against Peyton Smith. Truman with it out on that angle left. Truman, here's a shot by Doherty down the barrel, no good. Rebound, who? Enterprise, they just outfight Delta for it. Ball thrown up and recovered nicely by the Wolves, and they'll reset it out front. Doherty with it. Doherty puts it on the floor. And then they try to go to Shirtliff on a roll, and Shirtliff didn't roll with them, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Delta will have it the other way. Enterprise has given Delta a chance to crawl back in this if they could get their offense going. So here's Peyton Smith out on top with it. Right side, Dakota Dutson. Here's Jack, left side, Peyton drives, baseline, cut off there. Well, they got Dason Fowles down low. They'll come back out on top. Here's Peyton, thought about a three, doesn't take it. Burton with it, up to Peyton Smith, around the horn left side. Jack Dutson, down low, nice pass, Dason Fowles, lays it up, missed it, rebound, Peyton Smith, put back, he missed it, rebound. Out of bounds, they say, and it'll be Delta's ball. And again, Delta misses two right at the rim.
Right at the rim is right, and I'm sure no one's more frustrated than the players here, thinking, what in the world? I can make that, 10 out of 10 times, and just couldn't quite get it squeezed tonight.
So Delta again had an opportunity to get under 10. They don't. Here comes Enterprise back the other way. Shirtliff. Whoop. Spun around, got rid of it nicely. Here's a deep corner three, and that one's good. Clay Whitman again. He's got 2 threes, and that's 6 threes for Enterprise in the game. Up with it. Dason Fowles no good, but he's fouled, and Dason will shoot a couple. So Delta has only scored 3 points in this second half. Enterprise with 8. I mean, it's not like they're really running away from it, but they're doing a better job than Delta scoring, and they've held Delta on the defensive end. Nice little shot by Dason. He's now found his rhythm from the free throw line. He's got 8 in the ball game. Second one good. Now 9 for the junior. Back comes Rhett Shamo onto the floor. And here comes Michael Doherty with it. Delta will stay man-to-man, and Brennan Nielsen just tipped it away, and nobody for Delta saw the ball even rolling towards them. So down inside, blocked, but getting it right back is Shirtliff, and he lays it up and in. Nice job by Shirtliff to stay with it. He's got 10. There's Burton, deep left corner, up top.
Got to get the ball down inside when he's down there asking for it.
Here's a three. No good by Burton, off the front of the iron, rebound to Enterprise. Doherty will get it off now here to Jason Holt. And Burton needs to come out and play him, or they're going to run all this time off. Doherty now, left side. Whoop, that's a travel, and they don't call it as he went from one knee down to another knee, and then a whistle and a foul. And who's this one on? I believe 24?
22. Well, yeah, could have been.
Yeah, Jack Dutson. I thought if you're on one knee and went to the second knee, they would call that, but apparently
obviously
not.
I've been out of sync with the rules for quite some time now.
Wow, and there's another foul out front. Well, this one on Brennan Nielsen, that'll be his third. And players a little frustrated because sometimes you're not sure what you can get away with out on the floor. Into Doherty with 6 seconds to go. He throws up a three. Joe Shirtliff catches the rebound out of the air and is fouled going up. He'll shoot 2 with 1.8. So Shirtliff ended the second quarter with a bucket under the basket. He's going to end the third quarter with 2 free throws.
Yeah.
He's got 10 in the game, does Joby Shirtliff. Here's the first one. Short. He'll have one more open. They ran the time off the clock. And I think it was a 2-shot foul. So he should have another.
And the clock will put 1 point back on.
Now it goes like 1.4.
See, I understand the rules that way. I'm really up to date on things. If the clock doesn't start, then you put it back to where it was. Now see, that's what you call being aware.
Yeah. So Enterprise up to this point has outscored Delta 10-5 in this quarter. This has not been a real pretty game offensively by any stretch of the imagination, but Enterprise, give them credit, they have come in and played at least the type of the game they need to at least have the lead here like they do at 13, which is big.
They haven't played a stellar game in there by their standards either, but certainly have been able to put together a lot of execution better than have the Delta Rabbits here tonight.
So one more free throw coming for Joby Shirtliff. They'll leave it at 1.8, which really probably not going to get you much of any kind of a chance. Second one's good. They'll throw it into Rhett Shamwell. He'll heave it at the buzzer. And at the end of 3, the Enterprise Wolves lead it here. And I think, there we go, it's 31-17 as we go to the break here. I don't know if Delta has scored this few points in 3 quarters all year long, Coach.
Well, I haven't seen every game, but I've not seen this kind of execution out of this Delta team for a long time.
In league play, Delta has scored. Their first game, they really struggled against Beaver. They scored 38. That's been their lowest output. They scored 52 at South Sevier, 60 down at Kanab. They scored 41 in the loss at Enterprise. They scored 60 against Miller, 49 in a win against Beaver, 61 against South Sevier again, and then they scored 51 the other night against Kanab. So very uncharacteristic of Delta here tonight. Got to give Enterprise credit. They've come out and played really, really good defense on them. But if you've been watching through the game, you've seen Delta miss a lot of shots right at the front of the rim.
And once you start thinking about those kind of things rather than thinking about the task at hand, it can get away from you in a hurry, and that's just what it's done here. This is going to be a very difficult task. Now, Enterprise has shown that they will let you hang around the ball game. They'll shoot the ball when it's open. And so Delta's just going to have to come out with some fast and furious, and certainly going to have to double their input from 3 quarters in this quarter if you want to have a chance.
So it'll be a Delta ball to start this 4th and final quarter. And Peyton Smith will have it. Enterprise will pick him up man to man. Here's Burton. A little hesitant there, and I don't mind him shooting a 3 coming off a screen if he's open like that. Down inside, the ball a little low. Dakota Dutson can't pick it up, and it's stolen, and that's just exactly what you don't want on your first possession here to start this final 8 minutes. And immediately Doherty goes to the bucket, missed the layup, rebound to Rhett Shamwell. Here comes Peyton Smith up the floor, down the middle, kicks it right side to Dutson. His banker good. Boy, Dakota loves to shoot that bank shot, and he is so good at that.
Yeah, and he's needed to get more involved here tonight. He's not really even been in on much at this point, and he's a big part of the offense. He's got to get going.
Here's Doherty with it. And he almost threw it away. Ball saved out on the angle right. Here's Simpkins back up to Doherty. Down to Doherty. Shot no good, whistle and a foul. Brennan Nielsen, I think, picked up the personal right there. Nice little give and go, and Doherty will shoot free throws. Oh, they're going to give it to
Peyton.
I didn't see Peyton down in there.
I didn't either.
Only his first, so that's a little bit of a break, because I think that might have been 4. At least 3 on Brennan.
So yeah, we'll take that. I didn't see anybody complain, but I didn't see him around.
Doherty makes them both. He's got 4 points in the game, but he's had a nice floor game for Enterprise in this one.
Around the perimeter, Ken, people got to get their feet set. They have got to get to where when that ball does come, they can just pull that trigger in a hurry.
Here's Brennan out on that angle right. Everybody's standing, 4 guys just standing and looking. Now here's Trevor Burton, puts it on the floor, comes left side, Rhett Schammel. Down inside to Burton, jumps it from 8 feet, over the basket, no good. Rebound, Dakota Dutson. And a whistle and a foul. That'll be whistled, I believe, on Jason Holt. And that'll be 4 on him. Brennan Nilsson out to Rhett Schammel. Left side, Trevor Burton drives. Ooh, I was going to say, a little bit of contact, and the outside official blows the whistle. Underside, as he hasn't been involved in the game a whole lot, the fellow down low. So a break for the Rabbits. They score with the clock stopped right here. Here's Burton to shoot 2. First one rolls off. Delta now 3 for 8 from the free throw line.
And first of all, that's not enough time getting to the free throw line, but then you've got to knock them down.
Second one is good. Trevor now with 5 in the ball game. Here's Truman with the ball. And he'll work it around that left side. Out of Doherty. Here's a 3 down the barrel. Good.
I was going to say that's just the kind of shot you want them to take.
Yep, and he makes it.
But makes it.
Clay Whitman with 9. He's got 3 of those, Coach. And that's, the difference here tonight. When Enterprise has shot the ball, they shoot it with confidence. Base and fouls, just like that. That's a nice looking shot. A little bit short, rebound, foul on Peyton Smith.
Well, just not a whole lot of things in sync at all.
No. So free throws coming for Enterprise. It'll be 1 and 1. That'll be the 7th team foul on the Rabbits. And a timeout taken on the floor. As Delta will take it here. And this timeout brought to you in part by Service Drug of Delta. Service first at Service Drug, along with the Delta Medical Center. Peace of mind when the need arises. Drew Bay Chevrolet. Stop by Drew Bay Chevrolet. They've got the lowest sales tax in the state of Utah. Stop by and check out the new Silverados or the Colorado. They've got some great cars on the lot. Delta City is well with us here tonight, along with Level Pharmacy. Centricom, Channel 10. They produced this one here for us tonight. Also Peak Performance. Snow College, along with New Charter University and Sunrise Engineering. And they say, Coach, there's nights like this where it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, anybody that's played the game certainly understands that. But you can just kind of feel it in the air. They just cannot, if you're tough to even get into any kind of rhythm whatsoever.
5:25 left in this one. Delta will come out of the timeout here. There'll be free throws for Enterprise. Of course, it was senior night tonight. A little bit of ceremony before the game, which...
And sometimes that's all it takes as a little bit of a disruption.
I know, Coach Smith, I know you didn't like it when you were coaching. You hated any kind of distraction or anything out of the ordinary from your regular game day. Still no excuse. Enterprise has just come in here and has played the better ball game tonight. First one up and good by Michael Doherty. He'll have one more. This one rolls in. Delta has missed free throws tonight. Enterprise 7 of 8 from the line. Yeah, I was just going to say, they're going to get a hand check right there. And this sends Brennan to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. That is the first on play, Whitman, 8th team foul.
And you're kind of at the last hurrah right here. Only 5 minutes to go. You've got to start right here with a couple of free throws with the clock stopped, and then just really get after it if you want to have any kind of a...
Wow, and another missed free throw. As Delta just flat out can't convert. Back the other way. Here's Shirtliff with it way out on the angle right. Gets it to Truman out front.
But Ken, kind of to epitomize the type of game it is for Delta, even though that free throw was missed, ball kind of bounces on the ground a few times. Nobody even recognized that it was there to even go get it. So just very unfortunate that haven't put their best game together. You like to see teams decide the way it is based on, you know, having somebody win the game rather than somebody lose the game. You like to see kids play well. You like to see them have a positive experience. This is going to be one that's kind of a nightmare to them.
Yep. And one thing about it for Delta is one of two things needs to happen for him, or will happen for him, I should say, and that is you let this one sting and you kind of get your emotions back in check and your head's on straight. You got to come to play a big game on Friday night at Millard.
Yeah.
Or you could go over there and have the same thing happen to you.
You bet. Yeah, nobody's going to feel bad for you on either side.
No. Coach Shirtliff saved a turnover there for Enterprise as he got the timeout before a 5-second count occurred. So it'll be Enterprise ball right in front of their own bench here with 4:55 remaining in the ball game. Truman has done a nice job tonight for Coach Shirtliff. He is a sophomore coach. Handles things with pretty good poise out there.
He does.
And if you're Delta, and there's a reach-in foul out front on Dason Fowles. I'm just going to say you can't get caught watching down away from the ball because your man's going to go get the ball. And then you have to foul, and that's going to send, I believe, Chasen Truman, it is, to the line. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Chasen. Has not scored yet in the game. And makes the first one. A reminder that tomorrow night we will have the girls' senior night here. Millard comes to town, and congratulations to the Delta High Lady Rabbits. They have wrapped up the region championship in the #1 seed. They are perfect on the region season so far. They've only lost one game all year. That was the opener to Juan Diego, but they'll have their rivals here in this building tomorrow night.
Yeah, and then that means they will probably play next Friday at 10 a.m. I think, if I saw that correctly.
Here's a pass by Dakota Dutson into Dason Fowles. Dason did a nice job to save that pass. Dakota Dutson, jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound, Shirtliff. He'll get it to Truman. And he'll bring it up into the front court. Here's Simpkins with it. Hasn't scored here in the second half. He had 3 threes in the first half.
Boy, he did a good job of getting Enterprise on track, though, when things were a little bit stagnant on their behalf.
Enterprise realizes they've got enough points to win this game. Their opponent now is the clock, and so they're going to take as much time as possible off right here. There's Shirtliff. Gets it to Truman. And way out front here's Whitman with the ball. They'll go to Simpkins. Enterprise very well disciplined right here as they understand where they're at in the ball game. And Delta's going to have to start gambling a little bit right here.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're not going to win this game tonight, Ken. They're not going to get it, but, you know, they're going to have to rely on hopefully getting some 3s for 1s in a hurry. And just what Brennan tried to do right there is what's got to happen.
Oh, nice pass from Brennan to Dason Fowles, and he has it stripped as he goes up out of bounds. And it'll be Delta's ball underneath. Nice recovery there by Enterprise. There's Brennan Nielsen, deep corner right 3, and he makes one. Brennan Nielsen finally gets the first 3 of the game for the Rabbits with 2:40 to go here in the game. He's got 5 now. And I'd like to see Trevor go out and challenge him just a little more.
Yeah, you're going to have to trap every time that 2 of them come together, especially with this little delay game they're running. You got to take some chances if you want to have any kind of a...
Peyton Smith takes a chance there, picks up the personal. It'll send Enterprise back to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. That's the 9th team foul. But Shem will back off the bench. He'll check in after the first free throw. Clay Whitman at the line, missed one. And Delta's got to push in a hurry. Here's Trevor Burton across the court. Brennan Nielsen. Both goes by, gets bumped. And no whistle, and the ball pops free. And again, you said this earlier, players need to get themselves set and ready to shoot the 3 when they catch it rather than hesitating. Here's a shot blocked down inside. Delta will have it coming the other way with 1:44 to go in this one. Peyton Smith drives, pulls up, 15-footer off the back iron. It's just been that kind of night tonight. Doherty with it. Up the floor they come in a hurry. Right side here, Shirtliff. Nice pass and a block and a foul. And I believe that was Caden Simpkins going up. He'll shoot a couple right here. Personal foul on Trevor Burton.
His first. At the line to shoot 2 is
Caden Simpkins has not been to the line yet tonight. First one is good though. And that'll give him 10 on the evening. 11 for Shirtliff, 10 for Simpkins, 9 for Whitman, 6 for Doherty. Second one no good. And here comes Delta in a hurry. Right onto Peyton Smith. He'll drive. Down to Dakota Dutson. Forces it up and got it. And that's what we were hoping to see all night down there with Dakota. Just doesn't have a lot of opportunities in there.
Yeah, needed a few more of those a little bit earlier in this ball game.
And again, this looks like this is going to be Delta's lowest point output of the entire year. I believe 37 has been their lowest so far. And with 45 seconds to go, Enterprise will empty their bench. And I didn't be honest with you, Coach, I didn't quite see this one coming. I thought it would be an absolute battle right to the wire.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it'd be a dogfight. And it's hard to say that the effort wasn't there, even though it didn't look like it at times, because, you know, sometimes you're thinking about other things and you've still got your effort there, but it's channeled into other things that just did not equate into a very good piece of basketball here tonight. And all the players will say the same thing, coaches will say the same thing. You haven't seen Coach Smith get upset much here tonight because he just kind of saw that it just was one of those nights that you just can't seem to get cracking.
We'll talk more about where everybody's at in the region and seeding when this one wraps up. As Enterprise has got 45.2 to run off right here. Truman stays on the floor for Coach Shirtliff. And out front, here's Tristan Peterson with it. Now right side they'll go to Caleb Koopmans, 6-foot junior. And they're going to throw it into the backcourt, so Delta will have it for one more possession right here. 21.4. Here's Peyton Smith with it. He'll drive. Runs it up and boy, missed it. Well, that's been the story of the night here.
Yeah, that has just absolutely been the story of the night. I have a point blanker, not quite sure whether to bank it or shoot it straight on, so just kind of go halfway between, and it just didn't go down for him. So did a good job of working himself in there, got himself freed, just could not get it to drop.
There'll be better nights.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, and you know, it's like you say, you don't have time to dwell on this. You've got to just get cracking right back into the sink of things. Nobody, like I said, nobody's going to feel sorry for you, especially the people across the county.
So your final here from the Palladium. Enterprise comes in, gets a big win, 41-25, as they will move to make sure I get this one right, Coach. 6-3. Delta falls to 6-3, and we'll wait on a score from Beaver and South Sevier.
So does that take away Delta having a chance to win the region championship, at least as far as the #1 seed? Because Enterprise would have beat them twice. So if Enterprise loses next time, I guess they still have that opportunity.
You know, it's interesting because if Beaver were to lose tonight, they would be 6-3. If Beaver loses, they're 6-3.
And we split with them. Enterprise split with them, didn't they?
So I don't know how you figure it out.
I don't know. You're gonna have to wait till that last basket goes through and then figure it out.
And then see whether you have a coin toss or what. But we'll talk about who's left for the schedule for all of the teams involved. And talk about a lot of, I guess, what ifs. So with that being said, let's move right on into our Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Sunrise Engineering serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years. Sunrise Engineering, our thanks to Sunrise. They are so good to support the young people in our area. And we'll take a quick look at the numbers here in this one. First of all, for Enterprise here tonight, Caden Simpkins finishes the game with 10. Chase Truman has 2 free throws for 2 points. 11 for Joby Shirtliff, 9 for Clay Whitman, 6 for Michael Doherty, and 3 points for Jason Holt. 7 threes in the game for Enterprise tonight. How about this, Coach? 5 twos. Enterprise has 2 more threes in the game than they do 2-point field goals. That's their game.
Yeah, that is their game, and they did just enough of it to get a little bit of a lead in the first half, and then just solidified it in the second.
They shoot 10 for 13 from the free throw line, so they definitely help themselves there as well. But boy, the 3-point shooting for Enterprise tonight, outstanding as they knock 7 of them down here this evening. As far as Delta was concerned, Trevor Burton with 5 on the evening. Dakota Dutson finishes with 6. Brennan Nilsson with 5. And Dason Fowles with 9. So very unusual, Coach. They only have 4 players score, do the Rabbits, and only one of them even reaches their average. That was Dason Fowles. He had 9. He averages 8 on the year. Brennan Nilsson with 5 usually averages 9. Dakota Dutson averages 10.5. He had 6. Trevor Burton averages 7, just over 7. He had 5. And Peyton Smith tonight, who leads Delta in scoring, just couldn't get a basket to fall for him.
No, couldn't. And I'm sure Coach Smith is in there telling him, forget about this as fast as you can. Just the same way he would be telling them if they would have won by this far, he would have said, you know, get it out of your system as fast as you can, because you still got a chance to do what you'd planned on doing, but you're just going to have to wait another couple of days for you to have that opportunity.
Yeah, Delta only shoots 4 for 10 from the free throw line, 40%. Not that it would have made that big a difference, but earlier in the game it certainly did. So the number's not favoring Delta at all, and you can see that's why the scoreboard is where it's at, 41-25. And your numbers as well, I'm sure, are going to bear out why that final score is where it's at.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure things out here. The second half wasn't a whole lot of statistics of anything that happened. If I got one more rebound here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rebounds for Dason Fowles I have. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I only got 7 rebounds in the entire second half to Delta. So just was not to be. turnovers, took care of the ball a little bit better, but you know, that second half just kind of went by in a hurry, and not a lot of stoppages, and just wasn't a whole lot of reason for statistics to accumulate when you just go down, miss the shot, let somebody else get the rebound or throw it away, and just can't quite get into sync with that ball game tonight.
Let me ask you this, Coach, coming into this one tonight, if I would have said to you, Delta will hold Enterprise to 41 points on the night, you probably would have taken that.
I would have put my, you know, whatever I have of value. Yeah, I really would have, because I would have thought Delta certainly would come out, especially with this kind of the hype and everything that's around. I thought they would have thrown them together at least a mid-50 and really had just all kinds of energy, and seemed like the energy was channeled to something mental that just couldn't come out physically tonight.
Well, as I mentioned, Coach, after that first loss down at Beaver, Delta had ran off 6 out of 7 and had really gotten on a roll. But like I said, you got to credit Coach Shirtliff and his staff and those young men from Enterprise. They came in and they played the type of game they needed to. They didn't ever really get out of what they wanted to do. Their shots weren't falling in the first either. This was a 6-4 ball game at the end of the first.
Yeah, with all kinds of opportunities for both teams to jump out. I think that Enterprise stayed patient just a little bit longer than did Delta, and that's what allowed them to break away there.
So again, you're listening to the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering, we live and work close to you. See their office locations at sunrise-eng.com. Sunrise Engineering, again, our thanks to Sunrise. They're so good to help us out here. So with that being said, as we mentioned, Delta has one game left. They will be at Millard. That will be on Friday night. One that, boy, it could mean a tremendous amount here, because if Beaver were to drop the one tonight to South Sevier, I got a final on the Richfield Juab. Richfield defeats Juab 64-55, but I have not seen a final yet from Beaver. But if Beaver were to drop one tonight, then you've got Beaver, Delta, and Enterprise all at the top at 6-3, and I think you still have a chance to tie for the region,
yeah,
and then
how all
go
that,
for a coin
how all
toss.
that works out for seeding. You know, that would be a co-championship as far as the region, but as far as who would go in where, I think now you got to go to head-to-head, and then you got to go down that next piece of criteria, which I'm not exactly sure what is right now.
Yeah, and what Enterprise has left is they've got South Sevier coming to their place on Friday night. South Sevier, you know, they're fighting for their lives, as you could see tonight. They actually were ahead of Beaver earlier in this game. They're trying to hang in there. They're battling with Millard for the 4th playoff spot. So, you know, that's not a gimme for Enterprise, although they got to like the opportunity to be at home.
Sure, but they could also, you know, have happened to what happened to Delta tonight and get more caught up in what the outcome is going to be rather than the journey to get to the outcome.
And then Beaver, they will have to make the trip down to Kanab. And Kanab actually had the game won against Beaver up at Beaver. They fouled Beaver on a 3-point shot right with 3 seconds to go. Beaver made all 3 free throws to win that one with 3 ticks left. So Beaver's had that happen twice. They beat Kanab on 3 free throws at the end. They also beat Millard on 3 free throws at the end. So they've been living right, obviously.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens tonight. We'll keep an eye on the scores. And then, boy, it could really be fun Friday night for everybody. Because honestly, all 3 games in Region 13 Friday night could have huge ramifications as to who's going to go number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, you would like to script it that way as far as, you know, who's in charge of the whole thing, because you don't want anybody to be out so early. It's nothing to play for. But on the other hand, if you're one of these teams that's looking at that, those first 2 seeds are huge, you know, and then and this year especially, you don't want to have that number 4 seed, but yeah, ramifications all over.
And isn't this
Friday.
just what we said was going to happen at the first of the year?
Exactly. I think I remember you say that you could win them all or you could lose them all, because there's just so much parity in there, and whatever team gets hot the right time of year, going to be able to solidify themselves a place into that state tournament.
So stay with us, as we're going to have all the action for you on local channel 10, Centricom. We will have Millard and Delta Friday night, 7 o'clock tip, 6:30 pregame show. It'll be simulcast radio, Mid-Utah Radio, and of course on local channel 10 TV. And I believe Beaver will have their game as well on Centricom.com. And I'm not sure on the South Sevier Enterprise game. That may as well be on the channel as well. Check Centricom.com on their website, and you can see all the games that will be listed. And of course, I want to remind you, tomorrow night we'll have Delta and Millard. That'll be the girls' game. Coach Fowles and I will be right back. You might as well stay here tonight, Coach. We'll be right back here in our booth, and we'll have that game tomorrow night. Delta, the Lady Rabbits, have already wrapped up the region championship and the #1 seed. But you don't think that one it'll be a good one tomorrow night with Millard?
Oh, yeah. That's two pretty good basketball teams, and Millard would love nothing more than to come in and finish the regular season off with spanking the cross-county rivals, and you can bet that Delta is saying we're not about to let that happen. So it should be an interesting game.
So we'll close up the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering, serving you from offices in Fillmore, Richfield, Cedar City, and Washington. Our thanks to all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you this one here tonight. Tough one for the Rabbits, great one for the Enterprise Wolves as Enterprise moves to 6-3. Delta drops to 6-3. Your final 41-25 Enterprise gets the victory. For all of those sponsors, for my lovely wife Michelle, for Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow night.